Today, I just want to talk about something that's been a massive struggle for me, and that's imposter syndrome. And if you don't know what that is, let me pull up the definition real quick. Imposter syndrome is a behavioral health phenomenon described as self-doubt of intellect, skills, or accomplishments among high-achieving individuals. So what that looks like for me, I consider myself a musician, and hopefully someday a YouTuber, all that kind of stuff. But the process that I go through is I record film, I record audio, I put it all together, do the edit, look at the final product, and I'm just not happy with it. Because I have this irrational fear that I'm gonna put all this hard work out into the world and somebody's gonna judge me on that and say something negative. And man, it's so weird. I love criticism when it comes from a good place, right? If somebody really cares, I really wanna make something better and I value their criticism. But man, I just have this irrational fear, and that thing just stops me from doing the things that I enjoy. And that's playing music, putting it out, and even making YouTube videos. I've wanted to be a YouTuber or just make videos for the past 10, 12 years. And I just never have because of that fear. But finally I pulled the trigger and I took that jump 9 months ago, and I love it, and it's all that I think about. But over these past 3 weeks, I've fallen back into that struggle of imposter syndrome and just thinking what I've worked on has not been good enough. So my hope is by the end of this, you'll be inspired to either get over your imposter syndrome or give us other people some tips on how we can get over ours. So I wanted to give 3 tips of how I plan to get over imposter syndrome. Like I said, I'm still right in the middle of it, and I assume it's always gonna be a struggle. But of course, over this past week, instead of doing what I like to do and all that, I was doing more research and watching so many YouTube videos on motivations or just how to get over it. And I thought of 3 tips, or I noticed 3 tips that I really love. And by the way, this video isn't gonna be perfect. That's why I'm out doing it. And that brings me to tip number 1. Just do it. Nike had it right, swoosh, swoosh. And we just gotta do what we enjoy doing. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. And I really wanna just put the best foot forward going forward. I just wanna make the videos the best I can and just be happy with where I'm at in the moment and enjoy the process and hopefully enjoy the end product without the fear or worry of others. And for me, that fear comes from comparison. So comparison is good when we want to find a specific area that we want to improve, and we go do some research, we compare that against ours, and then we make changes of how we think we want to be, which is awesome, and that's super productive. The times when it's not, for me, I'm comparing myself to the best in the world of the things that I care about. I'm comparing myself to the best musicians on YouTube, which are some of the best in the world, and then also just YouTubers who have millions of followers, all that kind of stuff, and have been doing this thing for more than 5, 10 years. And I'm just unhealthily comparing myself to them, and that's what's stopping me as well. It's a fear of people won't find what content I'm putting out here valuable or even good. And then secondly, I just know that it's not like the other people who are successful on YouTube or what it should look like. So tip number 1, we just got to do it. Easier said than done, but we just need to do our craft, our business, our art, and just put it out there and be okay with it. Just do our best and embrace the moment and be okay with where we're at. So from all the videos that I watched, it seems like most of these issues are coming from imposter syndrome or procrastination. I would just kind of compare those or put those in the same bunch. So tip number 2 is make a list. Sometimes whenever we want to do our projects or whatever we want to do, we just get so stuck in thinking about, okay, I have to do this, I have to do this next thing, all this kind of stuff, and we don't even get started. So make a list, put even the smallest thing on the top of your list. For instance, if it's music and setting up for YouTube videos or just even practicing music, number one, pull out guitar, check it off your list. Just checking that box will make you feel so good that you're accomplishing something. And that's all that we need. We just need some forward momentum to get us going. And just starting is the hardest part. So tip number one, just do it. Two, make a list and just get rolling. Most of the time, once you check off that first item, you'll most likely do a second or third, and just keep going, and maybe you'll only get halfway done through your project or whatever you wanted to get done, but that's okay. That is so much better than not even starting. And I've been stuck in that spot for, all the time. That happens to me all the time, and it's so frustrating. By the way, I'm sitting outside near the canal, near my house. I got my laundry that I just finished right here. People are walking by. It's not gonna be perfect, but I'm just doing it, just putting it out there. So to wrap up, tip number two, just make a list and check off those small wins, and you'll get to the end of your project or your goal eventually. All right, number three, which kind of falls under the same category, but something I haven't really thought of before. A lot of times for musicians, like, we'll leave our guitar in our car, amp, pedals, all that kind of stuff. We'll just leave it in the back. And that's just another excuse not to get started, to play, to not exercise. Vroom, vroom. But that's just another excuse to not do what we want to do. So the great tip that I heard was that set up your stuff, whatever you need to be productive or get to your goal, the night before. That way you could just walk in the next day, super fresh, walk in and just do it. If there's a theme on all three of these points, it's just starting and just doing. That's so much easier said than done, of course, because for me, it's just the mental fear, right? For some people, it may be the overwhelming list of things to do, or it just may be, it's a lot of stuff to set up. I need to do it one day before. So I just really enjoy these three tips. My two hopes for this video: one, I just needed to put something out just so I could get over my own personal imposter syndrome and enjoy doing the thing that I love doing, which is making videos and talking. I hope you find some value in it as well. That would be a great plus. But most importantly, I really want my channel to be a place where the community is positive and supportive. And that being said, I would like for you to share your tips with me on how you get over imposter syndrome, or tell me exactly what you're struggling with right now, what goal you're trying to reach, what's stopping you in identifying that. And I just hope that others can come together and kind of give you tips on how to get over that. So I hope this video was a little enjoyable. I know it's a little different. Thank you so much for watching. I got a bunch of stuff planned for these next 3 weeks. I'm gonna try to put one out every week, so please keep me honest and please keep asking for more videos. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.